This is going to be the best action cam comparison of 2022. And when I say something, you better believe it. On the left, we have the DJI Action 3 as our first contestant. In the middle is the brand new GoPro Hero 11, and on the right side, we have our trusty action cam, the Insta360 ONE RS. As you can see, it's a beautiful day today. The sun is out, and we really didn't want to miss the sunny weather, so as soon as we saw it, we grabbed our action cams and ran outside. Let the facts speak. Now that you got a quick glimpse at the video quality, it's time to go even deeper. My first impressions are that the footage of the DJI Osmo Action 3 is soft, while the Insta360 ONE RS has the most sharpness out of the three. The GoPro Hero 11, on the other hand, seems to be a mix between them. But before I roll up my sleeves and tell you everything I see, I want to first inform you of the resolution and frame rate of each of these videos. The DJI Osmo Action 3 can shoot at a maximum of 4K, while the GoPro Hero 11 is able to go up to 5.3K. The Insta360 ONE RS can actually outdo both of them and shoot at 6K, but the end result isn't good enough, so we always prefer to do 4K here as well. Alright, so I've said before in our previous videos that we analyze our photos and footage. Thank you, person who keeps commenting about how I incorrectly use this word on our 4K screens back at the office. And just a friendly reminder to like and sub if you're enjoying this video. I'm positive that we're on the same page here about the Insta360 sharpness that I just specified, and even though the quality is decent and the colors are nice, I feel the sharpness is there to make up for the loss of detail in some parts of the footage. Next up is DJI. Shadows are pretty similar to the first video, not the brightest visuals, and when you get the sun behind you, it does look a bit better. I just wish it was a bit more sharp. With GoPro though, I'm seeing the improvements. Bit brighter footage, less issues with loss of detail, even the lens flare is controlled a bit more, and altogether, I think it just looks a little nicer than the other two due to enough but not too much sharpness. We can give you a side-by-side look to better distinguish the differences between the three. This one is difficult for the cameras because we're directly facing the sun, which can easily happen if you're biking or even snowboarding. The second one is with the sun behind the camera, so you would do well to focus on which one can tune down the bright sunlight hitting my face. All in all, I think these two side-by-side comparisons do prove my points regarding the video quality, and I really do like the standards of the GoPro Hero 11, so the stabilization also being good would really be the icing on the cake here. First off, turn all of them off except the ONE RS because it has embedded stabilization that's always present. Second round, Rock Steady by the Osmo Action 3 is just like the name, rock steady. The Hero 11 also looks pretty nice. Third round, GoPro is throwing in their boost stabilization. In this one, it really looks like there's no noticeable difference between DJI and GoPro, just that DJI is a bit more stable in the first second or so. Lastly, horizontal stabilization. Pretty much the same results, and if I were to rate the Osmo Action 3 stabilization as a 9 out of 10, I'd rate the Hero 11 as a 8.5 because they're just that close. Would have liked to see more from the ONE RS, but the extra stabilization features are just not there, along with that thing when you turn the camera and it stays still because the focus is on you. You know what I mean? I think GoPro does because even DJI gives up after a while and just rotates the frame. The one in the middle though just stays the same, which is actually crazy. Let's check it out full screen, starting with Insta360. Quick turn, not much resistance here. DJI has a bit more resistance, but completely loses it at some point. GoPro doesn't budge at all. I even tried to turn the camera upside down here, but it still made no difference. That's some insane stuff, and it's called horizon lock. Used to be called horizon leveling, but I guess it doesn't level anymore after some point like you saw in the footage. Alright guys, get ready now. Let's go! Whoa, what's going on? Hello? GoPro? Hold on. I just received breaking news that the Hero 11 actually bugs out during Timeshift, and that it was tested more than once. You can actually see that it works properly at the beginning, but then suddenly turns into a normal video. Here's a second try for the Hero 11 just to give you proof that it actually doesn't work as intended, but I'm pretty sure they will fix this ASAP. The Osmo Action 3 and the ONE RS are doing well for themselves, both shooting in 4K, with the main difference being DJI having a slightly darker outlook, while Insta360 as usual gives us brighter footage. Timelapse, on the other hand, is 4K on DJI and Insta360, but 5.3K on GoPro. They're nearly identical, but if you want to nitpick, there is somewhat more detail on the Hero 11 and the One RS, as well as the latter being slightly warmer. Now that we've gotten this section out of the way, we can talk about slow motion, which is for sure a useful feature in these little gizmos as well, as if you've got plenty of action, you're gonna need to see every detail of it. Here's the highest FPS that you can achieve with the best resolution, and the second part is the highest FPS you can achieve overall. GoPro does have an advantage here, as 2.7K looks way better than 1080p, especially in this day and age where we've gotten used to higher and better resolutions. It's also important to mention that the 4K of GoPro as well as the 2.7K of Insta360 looks better than the 4K of DJI in the first clip, so feel free to go back and take a look at that, but join us again quickly so we can go through some nice photos and compare them together. Personally, I prefer the photos from the Hero 11 the majority of the time. The Osmo Action 3 is slightly darker and softer than both the cameras of GoPro and Insta360, and the reason the latter is putting up a good performance is because we use the special HDR mode that only they have. Stay tuned for videos with this mode as well. Thanks to this mode that I just mentioned, the One RS does put on a show in the last photo. You can see more of the background and especially the foreground in this one. Props to them for their active HDR. Alright guys, testing, 1 2 3, 1 2 3, audio. As you know, you can definitely get an external mic on many of these action cams because not all of them have good mic quality, but in my opinion, they should, you know. I don't always want to have to carry around an external microphone just to get some good quality footage. So in general, it would just be really nice if I could take the action cam with me, shoot some nice quality footage without having to worry about the hassle of having an external mic. So definitely keep your ears open and let us know which one you like the most. The DJI Osmo Action 3's audio quality is nothing short of amazing. What I wouldn't do to have this microphone quality on a mobile phone. It's like they took everything I usually complain about in our camera comparison tests and just fixed it. It's crisp, soft, super clean, and I just love it. It's also hilarious because I used to say that GoPro puts fairly decent microphones in their action cams, and after hearing what DJI came up with, I might be slowly changing my mind. Insta360 can't compete here as their mic quality was already worse than the predecessor of the Hero 11. Check out that comparison if you're interested, but don't do it now because then you'd miss out on some cool HDR video shenanigans. You can use this mode in 4K on the One RS, and it's quite impressive when you compare it directly to the Osmo Action 3's footage. GoPro though is just looking really solid here, even without the best HDR, so I'll leave it up to you to decide which video you prefer, and while you're at it, you might as well stay for the low light footage. I see quite a bit of noise and loss of detail on the left, really aggressive red tint in the middle, and actually quite decent footage on the right. I'm not hugely surprised by this because if there's one thing that Insta360 really performs well on, it's definitely footage taken at night. When we turn the lights down even more, there's slight noise creeping into the video of the One RS, but that's just a drawback of giving us more detail, which is lost in the shadows of the Hero 11. The Osmo Action 3 actually has the highest clarity and the most accurate colors, but there's just too much noise in the end. Well guys, thanks for sticking with us until the end of this video, and we hope that you enjoyed the effort we put into this action cam comparison so that you can make the best and most informed decision if you decide to buy one, and if you do, the Insta360 ONE RS is the most affordable one here at only $299. The DJI Osmo Action 3 is $329, with the best performer, in other words, the GoPro Hero 11 sitting at $499. If you don't want to buy one, then we hope you were entertained enough to like this video and hit that subscribe button. Cheers guys, and hopefully see you in the next video.